Coming up, you've got an all-access pass to the C4K locker room. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of where lives are changed. And what's it take to create a powerhouse team? Let's go for a run with this Del City High School coach. And it was a safe bet, inducting Gerald Gamble into the Cleats for Kids Hall of Fame. C4K News starts right now.
Hello everyone, I'm Ed Doney and welcome to C4K News. We've got a lot of exciting and uplifting stories to share, so let's get right to it. Cleats for Kids serves thousands of kids each year from its locker room. And that's where we begin right now with Allison Meyer, who is the Director of Operations, and she's standing by right now. Allison?
Thanks, Ed. I'm here today at Cleats for Kids to give you all a behind-the-scenes look at our locker room. Follow me and see where the magic happens. Stop! The safety and health of our employees, volunteers, and recipients is of utmost importance to us. So, we created a safety and sanitization station right by our front door. When people come in, we ask that they wear their mask, we give them some hand sanitizer, we ask a few screening questions, and then we're good to go. Now that we're all hand sanitized, let's go into the locker room. We created this special space for coaches, families, and kids to come shop for whatever sports shoes and equipment they need free of charge. This space was created especially for kids to get active and grow their minds, bodies, and characters. Even during this crazy time, we've been busier than ever. We're currently doing shopping by appointment only, and we have a full schedule of appointments almost every day. Our locker room is organized by sport. We have shoes and equipment for every sport, of every type, and in every size. We put the smaller size shoes on the bottom so the little ones can reach, and the larger ones towards the top. We even have a special space for kids to try on their shoes and equipment to make sure they go home with the right fit. This is our programs coordinator, Zack Thicke. Zack, why don't you tell us what you're doing?
Hey, I'm just pulling cleats for fourth grade girls soccer team, and then I'm going to go meet with the new athletic director of the public schools.
Awesome, thanks, Zack. Even though cleats is in our name, we do so much more. Back here you'll find equipment of all kinds: helmets, bats, balls, rackets, and even socks. Down this way you'll see our running shoes. Boys on one side, girls on the other. These shoes are perfect for kids to get active, participate in PE, and play on the playground. This is our volunteer zone. This large space is for our awesome volunteers who help us organize our inventory that we get from our donation locations and collection drives. Our volunteers come from all corners of our community: middle school students, high school students, board members, corporate teams, church groups, and more. We actually have 2 volunteers working here today, and they happen to be the co-presidents of our varsity board this year, Cooper Moody and Natalie Edmonds. Cooper, why don't you tell me about our varsity board?
Well, this year we have over 100 kids from 15 different schools, and we are so excited to get started.
Yes, we are. Natalie, tell me a little bit about this inventory you're working on today.
Throughout the year, we hold collection drives at our schools and on our sports teams. We actually just held one at my school, which is what I'm working on right now.
Awesome, thanks guys, keep up the good work. This is Taylor Self, our communications director, and today is a very special day for Taylor because this morning she received her 5-year service award. Taylor has been a vital part of the Cleats for Kids team for the last 5 years. She helps share our impactful stories with you, like you'll see behind us on our Wall of Fame. We wanted to present Taylor with this award to thank her for her service to Cleats for Kids and our community. Taylor, congratulations!
Thanks so much, Allison. I really like being a part of the Cleats for Kids team because I get to meet so many amazing athletes, coaches, and families from our community, and it's just the best part.
Thank you, Taylor.
Thanks.
Next, we're gonna head to our Simon Griner track and field room to see that special space. This program is a true collaboration between Cleats for Kids, Fields and Futures, and Red Coyote Running and Fitness, and it gets New Balance trainers and spikes to Oklahoma City Public School cross-country and track athletes. This is the room where we house and organize the trainers and spikes before they are distributed to the schools. During the last 4 years of this program in Oklahoma City Public Schools, we have seen the sports of cross-country and track grow over 200%. We wanted to give a special thank you to Dawn and Shelley Griner for making this all possible. We wanted to show you one more space in our locker room, our Ready to Run room. The Ready to Run program was started 5 years ago when we were delivering basketball shoes to a high school and saw athletes taking off on their training run in shoes that were taped together, had no laces, or simply were not suitable for running. After that, we started getting safe running shoes to athletes so they could run and compete. This program would not be possible without our friends at Red Coyote Running and Fitness. They help collect shoes so we can stock this room. Thousands of athletes have benefited from this program, and many of them have gone to run in the state championship and have even gone to college to run. You'll hear more about these awesome athletes later on in our broadcast. We are so glad we were able to show you a tour of our locker room today, where, since Cleats for Kids began, we have distributed over 140,000 items to kids across the state of Oklahoma. Thank you for helping us equip and empower kids. That's all for me. Ed, back to you.
Thank you, Allison. So many of our viewers have asked to see that locker room, and we appreciate you sharing that story. It is amazing the number of kids' lives who are changed simply with a pair of running shoes or just a piece of equipment. It's a place of hope and opportunity where kids also learn firsthand how they can impact the lives of other kids right here in our community. One high school student found her passion for helping others at Cleats for Kids. Alicia Pickett volunteered through the Millwood High School internship program last year, and she loved making a difference for other kids so much she returned to Cleats for Kids all summer. In fact, C4K recently named Alicia their Volunteer of the Year. And here's Shannon Hayes, Millwood's athletic director, to bring us the story. Shannon.
Hi, my name is Shannon Hayes. I'm the Director of Operations for Millwood Public Schools. I met Lily when she was in middle school. After coaching her sister and then getting an opportunity to see her, as she evolved, I thought, you know what, this young lady has so much potential for the future. I want to help her to embrace it. I want to help her to grow with it. So the crazy thing is that she was so shy for so long, but her senior year, you could hear her. You could finally hear her. She would speak up. On the court was kind of like her haven, or even her place where she really felt comfortable and her leadership skills would grow. When she was in middle school, she got cut from the basketball team. And when she got around the right coaches, when she got around the right individuals, she transformed. And it was like she started looking at herself and saying, hey, I am somebody. I have a purpose. I can be successful. I know I can do something on the next level, and I want to make a difference in other people's lives. Cleats for Kids embraced her. But you know, y'all have a wonderful staff of individuals who know how to meet the needs of student athletes and willing to embrace and listen. I think her being in a program where she was able to give back to people, it gave her an outlet. And I think she started to see what else she could do. And I think she had a chance to look at people and say, you know what, there are other people out there who need my help. You know, having her be there at Ecclesia was an awesome opportunity to me. And it was, to me, was just a proud moment to say, look at what you've done. If Alicia was standing right in front of me right now, and I had a chance to give her the biggest hug, to tell her I am so proud of who you are. I'm so thankful that God created you the way you are. You deserve this award more than anybody else. You have a story. You have lived a life, and you have so much more to give to this world. I hope that this is not only just a good encouragement, but a platform for you to know that you have so much to give, and don't let anybody ever tell you that you cannot do whatever you set your mind on.
Congratulations, Alicia. You truly are an inspiration. Well, Coach Sandra Sedgebart from Del City High School has created a powerhouse cross-country program over the past 5 years. And here's a story about how one coach's passion for running turned a team into a family that also earned a few medals along the way. Check it out.
There's a lot of battles that, we face in life. A lot of things that get in your way of trying to be more successful than you are. And just trying to be a better person is a lot of hard work. So having the mentality to keep on going and keep pushing to push harder and faster. It's a lot of hard work. Once you're done running, you feel accomplished, like you've done something better. You've improved every time, because the more you run, the better you get. Just keep running.
Cross country builds some mental toughness, physical toughness. It's all you. It's you and your shoes. You need to make the kid feel good about themselves, and they can be successful. It's such a blended, diverse group that all came together as one family, and they're growing in this program together.
Sit, go.
Put 110% of your whole self into your team because you become part of a family. Well, a lot of kids bounce back and forth between maybe mom or dad. We are that consistent thing in their life, and their team is the consistent thing in life. They're always there. We're that family away from home. So we first started out, we weren't even on a varsity level. They weren't coming with proper running shoes and would have a lot more injuries, just like proper tires on a car. If you don't have good tires, your car doesn't drive very well. So same with the running shoes. If you don't have good shoes, you're not going to run very well. You're not going to be successful. The Cleats for Kids has been a blessing the last few years for us. They're a wonderful organization that have donated running shoes to our schools, to our runners, and it's made a difference physically and emotionally on some of these kids. You know, because I gave them a couple of different types of shoes to try, and they're just like, it's Christmas. And one of them says, so when do I give these back? I said, you don't. These are yours. These are yours to keep.
Not everybody's able to get a good pair of running shoes, and Cleats for Kids always helped out with that.
Without Cleats for Kids, they'd be coming up and running in Vans and Converse and things that just shin splint galore. And
it makes them feel good, so when they feel good, they do good.
Come on, Nayla. Make a burst. Make a burst. Nice.
2 years ago, we missed qualifying for state by one or two teams, but 2 of our kids qualified individually, and that was super exciting. We had to say congratulations to Gordo, you're going to state.
And I was like, you're kidding. No, like coach hugged me and I was like, it's unbelievable. I can't believe I did that.
And then last year we all made it. Last year was the first time Del City Cross Country has gone to state as a team.
It meant a lot because I knew I wasn't the same person that I was, and I knew I could achieve more because I've seen how much progress I've already made.
the fact that there's a Cleats for Kids, no question about it, they've been a big part of our success. We can put a good pair of running shoes on every kid's feet that normally wouldn't have them. That's the world to these kids.
It's good to know that people are still willing to give and help the community, and Cleats for Kids always helped out with that. Someone's there to help you whenever you don't even know you need it. Keep on going and keep pushing, just keep running.
Thank you, Coach Sandra. We now go to Mark and Stacy McDaniel, founders of Cleats for Kids, who are joining us from U.S. Grant High School's cross-country practice. And Mark, you have shared the phrase, kids don't stop playing, and neither does Cleats for Kids. Talk about that.
You bet, Ed. We are so excited that fall sports have begun. Kids are back with coaches, their friends, their teammates, and we are here to help them get the gear that they need. Our partnerships have grown to be over 120 school districts and 50 nonprofits across Oklahoma this year. We accomplished all this through a network of volunteers and financial contributions, and of course, with COVID, everybody has cleaned out their garages and made lots of donations this year.
With all this community support, we've been able to provide 30,000 shoes and pieces of equipment to almost 20,000 kids just this year.
Wow. Stacy, can you talk about why is it important to have these kids back in sports?
Well, sometimes we think of sports just as recreation or something fun to do on the weekend. It's more than that for our youth. Sports provide a place where kids can learn life lessons that translate to the classroom and beyond. In fact, kids who play sports in high school have a 17% higher graduation rate. And science tells us the more kids move, the healthier they are, and the stronger their cognitive development is. The most exciting thing about sports is how it builds hope. These athletes out here today just received new gear from Cleats for Kids, and you should have seen how excited they were. When these kids are out here running and moving, they know somebody cares about them, and they're moving down a pathway to graduation, more self-confidence, and a hopeful future.
That's a good point, Stacy. And Mark, it's more important than ever for people to come together, considering everything that's happened this year. How does Cleats for Kids contribute to that?
Cleats for Kids has always been about bringing communities and families together and removing barriers so that your zip code doesn't determine your future potential. We are so inspired to see the 200 kids in our varsity and junior varsity boards volunteering to help kids right here in this community. We have always operated from a position of loving and helping others, and that will never change.
Stacy, what can we do to make sure that the kids receive the gear that they need to play?
If we can make the difference in the life of one child, this is all worth it. But the truth is, we can make the difference in thousands of kids' lives because we can all help. We can all donate our gently used sports gear and shoes. We can grab an extra ball or glove the next time you're at the sporting goods store, or donate today via our text to give or on our website. Cleats for Kids is truly an example of our entire community engaging on all levels to change a child's life.
Over 95% of every dollar donated to Cleats for Kids goes directly to programs to help get them equipment. So your donation, big or small, will help a student participate in sports or even their PE class.
Ed, some of the kids and coaches we've met wanted to share a special message with you today.
And we would just really like to thank the Cleats for Kids organization for all they've done for us and for our kids, and to make their experience in football that much better.
We had kids in cleats during spring ball just a few days ago, and I looked out there, and about 50% of our kids has athletic tape around their toes to keep the sole on there. So this is going to be like Christmas for them. I tell you, this is a blessing for Under Armour to have these cleats available for our kids. It's a blessing. Can't wait to show it to them.
One of the other coaches mentioned this program, and I was so excited to check it out. I've got so many kids that don't live with their parents, foster kids, people staying with their brothers or sisters, and be able to get cleats that they can wear because they're growing and need new shoes but don't have the money to buy new shoes. So this is like a godsend. This program will definitely allow more kids to participate in soccer, especially when some of the costs can be so prohibitive with cleats running up to $100 and some odd. Now they get that opportunity to come and play.
The equipment that we would be able to use will benefit these kids because they really come to school with absolutely nothing.
The stuff that we can get here, that gives them an opportunity where they don't have to maybe go out and spend $50 on a pair of shoes, or go spend $20 on socks or baseball gloves or basketball shorts, whatever the case may be. That helps their parents out in ways that can't be expressed enough. It goes beyond measure.
Thank you for the girdles and the cleats. We really appreciate it. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't have equipment for everybody.
Thank you guys for all the cleats and the girdles that y'all donated to us. We wouldn't have enough padding for everybody.
We just want to thank Cleats for Kids. They serviced over 100 students this year at Locust Grove through football, softball, and baseball.
When a child has the opportunity to learn all of the lessons sports teaches, that young life has forever changed. And it all starts with a pair of shoes.
Mark and Stacy, thank you for joining us. You know, it's been great to learn more about how C4K equips and empowers kids. Mark and Stacy both talked about community involvement making a difference, and we have a story involving that effort right now. When Cleats for Kids was presented with a donation of 72,000 sporting goods from Under Armour, they needed a place to store them. Oklahoma City real estate expert Gerald Gamble stepped in. With Jerry's help, C4K has been able to serve students on a much bigger scale. And they have a dedicated team member, Alicia Pickett, who connects with kids from all four corners of the state. We caught up with Jerry earlier when Stacy inducted him into the C4K Hall of Fame.
So when I first called you and told you that we've got semi-truckloads of sporting goods sitting outside of our locker room, what was your reaction?
Well, I said, I think I can take care of this in about 10 minutes. We have a property out on Meridian where I've got a couple of spaces available, and let me call the Nafee family because they own the property with me. And of course I called you back in about 10 minutes and said, let's move in.
And how panicked was I because I had semis sitting outside of our office?
You were very panicked. You know, this has happened to other organizations, the Boy Scouts. They have popcorn coming in from time to time and no place to put it, so we have to go find them warehouse space too. But this was a joy to be able to join Cleats for Kids and do the good work that you're doing with us being able to provide you with warehouse space.
Well, when this happened to us in 2017, it was a complete surprise donation. And we would not have been able to accept it if it was not for having some place to store it. So your willingness and your flexibility to help us during that time has allowed us to expand our operations statewide. We have now helped over 80,000 kids. Wow. You are such a big part of that. And we want to induct you into the Cleats for Kids Hall of Fame, not only for your work for us and helping us impact student athletes across the state, but for your work for the youth in this entire state. This Hall of Fame award goes to those who have shared your vision and your partnership just to make an impact on Oklahoma youth. So on behalf of our entire board of directors and our staff, please welcome to the Cleats for Kids Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. We're highly honored for you to remember us this way. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jerry, on your induction. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today here on the C4K News broadcast. We hope you have been inspired to support this incredible program.